Being 7 o'clock, we'll call the meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Mayor Bosca.
Here.
Commissioner Bauer.
Here.
Commissioner Gage.
Here.
Commissioner Gary.
Here.
Commissioner Lynn.
Here.
Commissioner Osterhout.
Here.
Commissioner Forty. Here.
Okay, we're all here. Please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. And tonight we have a Boy Scout troop here, 111 and 105. I think we'll let you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance if you will. Go ahead. Pledge of Allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. At this time, just like a moment of silence in remembrance of the life and the contributions of Dr. Martin Luther King. Okay, thank you. And tonight we have, as I mentioned earlier, the Boy Scout Troop 105 and 111. And I see Corey and Scott Parker in the back, and I think they're helping out with the group. Maybe Corey would like to just say just a few words about why you're here. If you'd like to come up, we have the microphone on for people listening at home. Thanks, Corey.
Thank you. Tonight, the youth of Troop 111 and 105 are here. We are working on our Citizenship and Community Merit Badge, which is a required badge for all of their ranks to get the Eagle. So one of the requirements for that badge is to come to a city commission meeting or a county commission, some sort of a meeting like that, a municipal meeting, and observe what's going on, and then we'll discuss it a little bit later when we get back to our meeting at the church next week or the week after. So,
okay.
Thank you for having us.
You bet. Thank you very much. And I'd also like to thank at this time Commissioners Osterhout and Commissioner Gage that gave them sort of an orientation of the commission and the city of Sault Ste. Marie and took the time to do that. So we thank you for that. As far as some business, if anyone has a cell phone in the audience, and also commissioners, if you'd like to put that on vibrate or silence them, we would appreciate it. Item number 1, comments. Phil Becker, the retired general manager of the International Bridge Authority administration, is here with us tonight. I think he'd like to say just a few words. And you are officially retired, right? Not yet?
Not unless you know something I don't.
Okay. Well, I was just breaking the news then, I think.
Anyway,
Well, I thought it happened already, but
it's been
you've been celebrating this for... No,
I know, that's exactly it, and that's what I'm here to talk about a little bit. But yeah, tomorrow's the big day. It'll finish my career, 15 years at the bridge, and I just wanted to take some time and express my appreciation to the commission for making October 21st a very special day for the bridge, by virtue of the fact that Tony was there and not only represent the city and the ribbon cutting for the new toll plaza project, but I'm a little bit disappointed with, because Tony was kind of one of the conspirators. I went into this toll plaza project, this ribbon cutting, like it was really just going to be a ribbon cutting. But then all of a sudden, my family's there, my son flew up from Florida. I said, holy cow, they know this project's important to me, but I still didn't have a clue until Tony gets up there and reads this proclamation that you guys made October 21st Philip M. Becker Day in Sault Ste. Marie, and that was just very touching. That was a beautiful day, a very memorable day for me, and I do appreciate it. And I just really wanted to express my appreciation over the years that I've been there for the support. We've been through some tough times.
Yes.
9/11 hit. We had that affected everything at the bridge, and then we had some fun times. Our very memorable times with the 50th anniversary over in Sault, Ontario, and the fireworks and lighting the bridge, and then with the ribbon cutting. That was a great day, and we had over 100 people there to watch me get embarrassed in front of because I didn't have a clue what was going on. But the thing I'm probably most my proudest achievement, I think, is the team we've put together there. from the toll collectors and the bridge workers and the office staff right on up. And, you know, they really are public servants, and I'm very proud of that. So what I hope to do in my retirement is this isn't the last you're going to see of Phil Becker. You know, I hope to pursue my passion in volunteering. You know, I'm going to continue to be very involved in many of the things that I'm involved with right now, and even expand upon that. So, but we will be spending a couple months down south, but I'll be back in April, and I look forward to seeing you out and about to try to make our city and our community much, you know, add to the quality of life. But so that's really, I guess the last thing I'd like to say is, you probably are wondering, well, what about my replacement? So am I. It still hasn't happened. It looks like it's going to happen. They're in the process. It's probably posted right now. It has to be posted in Ontario and Michigan, so it'll probably be posted. There's a four-member board made up, a four-member interview panel made up of board members and owner reps. So that will take place. And but in the meantime, Peter Patainen, our chief financial officer, and Carl Hansen, our bridge engineer, are sharing my duties. But tomorrow's my last day. I guess there's something happening at 10 o'clock, so if you want to get some cake and ice cream and have some fun at my expense, be there. And so I guess in closing, just thank you very much. This has been a very, very personally gratifying experience, getting to know the business leaders, the government leaders, the great city staff, the commission. It's really been a very fulfilling experience, and thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Phil. Good luck to you on behalf of the commission. No, you truly were the public servant, and your staff certainly echoed that through their actions. And we certainly, as a commission, in dealing with you over the years, you really were concerned about the activities on the bridge, the number of folks that maybe had a problem with the wait times, but those wait times have come down dramatically, and the bridge tends to, at least the authority on the bridge and the customs folks do an excellent job, and you're to be commended for your years of service. Thank you very much. Okay. Second item is a Teen Dating Violence Awareness and Prevention Month is going to be February, and we're going to proclaim that tonight. And Kayla from the Diane Pepler Shelter is also here, and I'll present it to Kayla. So the City of Sault Ste. Marie Teen Dating Violence Awareness and Prevention Month of February 2016. And whereas females between the ages of 16 and 24 are more vulnerable to intimate partner violence, experiencing abuse at a rate almost triple the national average, and whereas 1 in 3 adolescent girls in the United States is a victim of physical, emotional, or verbal abuse from a dating partner, a figure that far exceeds victimization rates for any other type of violence affecting youth. And whereas high school students who experience physical violence in dating relationships are more likely to use drugs and alcohol, are at a greater risk of suicide, and are much more likely to carry patterns of abuse into future relationships. And whereas nearly half the teens who experience dating violence report that incidents of abuse take place in a school building or on school grounds. And whereas only 33% of teens who are in an abusive relationship ever tell anyone about the abuse, and 81% of parents surveyed either believe teen dating violence is not an issue or admit they do not know if it is. And whereas by providing young people with education about healthy relationships and relationship skills, and by changing attitudes that support violence, we recognize that dating violence can be prevented. And whereas it is essential to raise community awareness and to provide training for teachers, counselors, and school staff so that they may recognize when youth are exhibiting signs of dating violence. And whereas the establishment of Teen Dating Violence Awareness and Prevention Month will benefit young people, their families, schools, and community regardless of socioeconomic status, gender, sexual orientation, or ethnicity. And whereas everyone has a right to be safe and healthy and have a healthy relationship to be free from abuse. Now therefore, I, Anthony G. Boss, as Mayor of the City of Sault Ste. Marie, do hereby proclaim February 2016 Teen Dating Violence Awareness and Prevention Month throughout Sault Ste. Marie, urge all residents of Sault Ste. Marie to work toward ending teen dating violence by empowering young people to develop healthy relationships, assisting victims, and assessing the information and support services they need, creating better and more resources for young people in need, instituting effective intervention and prevention policies in schools, and engaging in discussions with family members and peers to promote awareness and prevention of the quiet epidemic of teen dating violence. In witness thereof, I here to set my hand to cause the seal of the city of Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan to be affixed this 18th day of January 2016. Anthony G. Bospis, Mayor. Kayla, if you'd like to say a few words on behalf of that.
Thank you. My name is Kaylin Cairns, and I'm the teen sexual violence educator. Thank you for meeting with me this meeting. At the next meeting, I'll be working with a bunch of parents, educating them on how they can better educate their students about teen dating violence. According to a new statistic by the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, nearly 1.5 million high school students nationwide experience physical abuse from a dating partner in a single year. These experiences of violence can have a long-lasting effect, and they are at a higher risk for substance abuse, eating disorders, risky sexual behaviors, and further domestic violence. Diane Pepler Resource Center and the Sexual Violence Prevention Team of the Eastern Upper Peninsula work to educate students, businesses and organizations, and community members on the warning signs and prevention options to work to end teen dating violence. This is a very prevalent issue, and new statistics show that 1 in 5 students, college students, will experience a sexual assault before they graduate college. And a study completed in 2015 showed at Michigan State University, the statistic on that campus is actually 1 in 4. If we teach our young people today about healthy relationships and promoting respect, we can work to end the cycle of violence. We encourage the commission as well as the community members to wear orange this Valentine's Day instead of red to promote healthy relationships and respect, as it's been designated a respect color. And for more information on how you'd like to get involved, feel free to contact Diane Pepler. And I brought for all of you our tech packs that we give out to our students that we talk to when we go to schools in their orange respect color. So I have that for all the commissioners.
Great.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Kayla. And I know on the consent agenda, we'll be talking about the White Ribbon campaign that will be going on also in the month of February. You'll be talking about putting those on Ashman and East Portage. So, good. Thank you very much. Item number 3, oath of office to Daryl Joseph. Is it Mayett? Okay. And turn this over to City Manager Oliver Turner.
Mayor and Commissioners, I'm very pleased to announce that after a lengthy background and physical investigation, Daryl Joseph Mayett has successfully completed the process to become a City of Sault Ste. Marie police officer. His appointment will fill the only presented budgeted vacancy within the department. At this time, the oath of office will be administered by Assistant City Manager and City Clerk Robin Troyer, after which Chief Riley will administer the law enforcement oath of office. Thank you.
Okay.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioner.
Evening.
I'd like to thank the Commission for allowing us this opportunity to swear in our newest officer. Daryl Matt is originally from the Bay City area. He came up to the Sault Ste. Marie area in 2004, started his education at LSSU in the criminal justice system. 2008, he graduated with a bachelor's degree, and he completed his MCOLS Academy requirements. Comes to us with some work experience from Mackinac City Police Department, Mackinac Island Police Department, and until very recently, as of last week, yesterday maybe, he was part-time at Kinross District Police Department and also worked as a dispatcher in Chippewa, at Chippewa County Central Dispatch. So at this time, I'd like to call up Daryl Mayett to receive his oath of office.
Raise your right hand.
Okay.
I'm going to read it to you, and then you can say I do.
Okay.
I do solemnly swear that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this state, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of office of police officer in and for the City of Sault Ste. Marie, County of Chippewa, state of Michigan, according to the best of my abilities.
I will. Thank you very much. Next, we'll have Daryl take the law enforcement oath of honor. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. On my honor, I will never betray my badge, my integrity, my character, or the public trust.
On my honor, I will never betray my badge, my integrity, my character, or the public trust.
I will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our actions.
I will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our actions.
I will always uphold the Constitution, my community, and the agency I serve.
I will always uphold the Constitution, my community, and the agency that I serve.
I gave this to him not that long ago. Present Officer Daryl Matt.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Congratulations and good luck.
Officer Mann, if you'd like to introduce your family to the microphone, that'd be great.
My wife Macy, and I have my daughter Mira, Liesel, my mother-in-law Tammy. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you very much, and best wishes.
Thank you.
Great. Okay, Adam, well, maybe before we go on, we should at least congratulate our city clerk, assistant city manager. I understand you have your bachelor's degree earned after many trips to Central Michigan University. So congratulations. I know it's something you really wanted, and you have it now, so good luck to you. Okay, item number 4, public comment on scheduled agenda items. Any person may reserve time to speak on an agenda item not to exceed 3 minutes per person. Is there anyone in the audience who'd like to make a comment on an agenda item? Okay, you're hearing none. We'll go on to item number 4, consent agenda, please.
Under the consent agenda, A, minute approval. 1, approval of the minutes of the regular city commission meeting of January 4th, 2016. Recommended action, approve the minutes of the regular city commission meeting of January 4th, 2016. Item 2, acceptance of the minutes of the following boards and commissions. A, Downtown Development Authority of December 9th, 2015. B, Economic Development Corporation of December 8th, 2015. And C, Tax Increment Financing Authority of November 10th, 2015. Recommended action, accept the minutes of the various boards and commissions. Item B, appointments and resignations. 1, resignation from the Planning Commission. Recommended action, accept the resignation of Carol Boger from the Planning Commission for a term that is set to expire April 19, 2016, and send a letter of thanks for her service. Item C, communications. 1, from Wildwood Vineyard and Winery Incorporated, DBA Superior Coast Winery, approval of a resolution for Michigan Liquor Control Commission for brewery application. Recommended action is to approve the Michigan Liquor Control Commission resolution for Wildwood Vineyard and Winery Incorporated doing business as Superior Coast Winery. Item 2 under communications is from the Diane Pepler Resource Center. Request to place white ribbons along Ashman Street and Portage Avenue from Ashman Street to Osborne Street from February 10, 2016 through February 29, 2016. Recommended action is to authorize the Diane Pepler Resource Center to place white ribbons along Ashman Street and Portage Avenue from Ashman Street to Osborne Street from February 10, 2016 through February 29, 2016. Item D, City Manager's Report. 1, approval of the City of Sault Ste. Marie Personnel Policy Handbook. Recommended action, approve the City of Sault Ste. Marie Personnel Policy Handbook as amended. Item 2 under the City Manager's Report is approval of a budget amendment for the Water Treatment Plant Number 4 Filter Rebuild Project. Recommended action is to authorize the transfer of $3,100 $191.22 from the Water Depreciation Reserve to the number 4 filter rebuild project.
Okay, thank you. Is there any commissioner that would like something further explained on the consent agenda? Commissioner Twardy.
I move that we approve the consent agenda.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Are there any questions? Roll call, please.
Mayor Bospas?
Yes.
Commissioner Bauer?
Yes.
Commissioner Gage?
Yes.
Commissioner Gary?
Yes.
Commissioner Lynn?
Yes.
Commissioner Osterhout?
Yes.
Commissioner Twardy?
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Item number 6 is the city manager's report. City manager.
Thank you, Mayor. Item A under the City Manager's report would provide for the authorization of a change order for Darling Concrete for additional sidewalk replacement on Sheridan, Ridge, and 4th Streets. At the January 4th, 2016 City Commission regular meeting, the Commission confirmed Special Assessment Roll SW-01-15, which covered sidewalk replacement work on areas of Sheridan, Ridge, and 4th Streets. As the Commission is also aware, it previously approved a contract with Darling Concrete to perform sidewalk replacement work on Easterday and Seymour Streets during the 2016 construction season. Darling Concrete has agreed to perform the additional work on Sheridan, Ridge, and 4th Streets at the price contained in the original contract, which is $5.94 per square foot. The Sheridan, Ridge, and 4th Street project includes approximately 6,018 square feet of sidewalk, resulting in a contract change in the amount of $35,746.92. This would bring the total Darling Concrete contract to an amount of $90,696.92. Accordingly, it is my recommendation that the City Commission approve a change order to the Darling Concrete LLC contract in the amount of $35,746.92. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner
Your Honor,
Lynn?
so move the city manager's recommendation.
Support.
It's been moved, supported. Are there any questions? Commissioner Gage.
Just to reiterate, I was trying to find it earlier in previous packets, but that rate of $5.94, that's the same rate as the previous packet, or previous bid that we gave them.
City manager?
That is correct, Commissioner Gage.
And also a very good price.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Anyone else? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Bauer?
Yes.
Commissioner Gage?
Yes.
Commissioner Gary?
Yes.
Commissioner Lynn?
Yes.
Commissioner Osterhout?
Yes.
Commissioner Twardy?
Yes.
Mayor Bospas?
Yes. Motion carried. Thank you.
Item B under the City Manager's report would provide for the authorization of a lease agreement with Cloverland Electric Cooperative for the use of the building located at 401 Hursley Street by the City Police Department. As outlined within the memorandum, on January 3rd, 2012, the City Commission approved a 5-year lease agreement between the City of Sault Ste. Marie and Cloverland Electric Cooperative that allowed the CEC property located at 401 Hursley Street to function as the new City Police Department. The term of this original lease was scheduled to expire on March 1st, 2017. In an effort to extend the tenancy of the police department at this property, City Administration has been meeting with Cloverland officials to negotiate the terms of an amendment to this lease that would, at a minimum, extend the term of the lease agreement from March 1st, 2017 through March 1st, 2022. This lease amendment, as drafted, has been included and would provide that the terms and provisions of the existing lease be retained with the following adjustments. First, that in addition to extending the current lease through March 1st, 2022, the city would have the right to extend the lease for an additional 5 years through May 1st, 2027. Secondly, that the city would allow access to the rear yard of the property for Cloverland to work on the power canal and for storage of equipment and supplies. Thirdly, that beginning on May 1st, 2017, the rent paid by the city to Cloverland would be reduced from the current agreement rate of $32,700 annually, be reduced down to $9,000 annually. And beginning on May 1st, 2017, the city would be responsible for building utility services, including electricity. Importantly, Cloverland would continue to pay property taxes on this location, which would amount to approximately $12,200 annually for all taxing units. For the 12-month period, as an additional note, from May 2014 through April 2015, it is estimated that the additional electricity would have cost the city $32,938.23. As commissioners are additionally aware, the City Police Department has been using the Cloverland property as its police station for over 3 years now. At the time the initial lease agreement was executed, the site was intended to act as a temporary housing for the department until a permanent location was pinpointed, potentially through the construction of a public safety building that would house both the police and fire departments. At this current time, it would be my recommendation that the construction of such a facility be postponed for at least the next 5 to 7 years, as the current locations of both departments are meeting operational needs. In addition, it should be noted that when the city began to utilize the Cloverland property at 401 Hursley Street, that the commission approved the loaning of funds from the Carbide Dock Reserve in an amount of approximately $323,000 for use by the city and the police department to renovate the property for its needs. With these modifications, the structure has proven to adequately meet the police department's needs, and the general fund has been repaying the Carbide Dock Reserve in accordance with the included schedule. It is currently expected that these obligations will be fulfilled during the period of time that would be covered by the lease amendment. In closing, the Cloverland property at 401 Hursley Street has proven to serve the current needs of the police department. The monthly rental rate of $750 and the payment of utilities by the city following March 1st, 2017, on balance, is a highly competitive lease rate compared to the rates and utility costs that are paid by other entities for the use of such large properties, with a square footage of this property being over 16,000 square feet. The administration appreciates Cloverland's work on this on the subject matter and negotiating the lease amendment, and accordingly, it's my recommendation that the City Commission approve the included lease amendment between the City of Sault Ste. Marie and Cloverland Electric as presented. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. City Commission. Commissioner Gary.
I make a motion to approve the included lease amendment between the City of Sault Ste. Marie and Cloverland Electric Cooperative as presented.
Support. Okay, any questions? Commissioner Bauer.
They weren't interested in negotiating, status quo where we weren't paying the electric, because obviously now we're paying, like $10,000 more annually than we were.
That is correct, Commissioner. Actually, at the time of the original execution of the lease agreement, it was understood by City Administration and Cloverland that at the time of any modifications to the lease agreement, the electric cost would be discussed, and that was what they had requested for continued tenancy past the current lease point.
It would just seem to me that Cloverland would be, very anxious to keep us there, because what are they going to do with that building if we leave? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'll vote to approve it, but,
Okay. And one of the, Commissioner, one of the calculations that we did take into account was that this would lock in the lease rate of $750 per month, potentially through the end of 2027, when the lease would terminate. So it is an additional expense, but from the perspective of operational stability, we felt that there was a bit of a trade-off there.
Thanks.
Any other questions? Commissioner Twardy.
Well, more a comment, but maybe we should look at replacing all the light bulbs at the police department with LED light bulbs, which are supposed to be substantially cheaper. I've been in the process of doing that right now, so it's just a thought for moving forward. Maybe we can bring down that electrical bill.
Sure, certainly. I know that Police Chief Riley has investigated improvements and been implementing the same, and certainly will continue to investigate any changes that we can make to reduce our costs long-term.
Possibly. He's looking at it. Any other comments? Commissioner Lynn.
It's a lot cheaper to do this than build a brand-new police department building. You'll be paying a lot more than what we're paying, and they're paying the property tax.
Yes. You're still paying property tax to the tune of about $12,000, I think?
That's correct, Mayor.
So that's coming back to the city. It's and the term of the lease doesn't increase at the rate that we negotiated for. So all in all, it's pretty good. And then talking with the city attorney, the natural gas could still be an option with that long-term lease, that you could maybe look at a conversion. May pay for itself too, but at this point, it's a matter of us. We control the costs, so that however we look at that, I'm sure the police department and the city manager are well aware of that. So we certainly thank Cloverland for their diligence, and certainly the city's diligence in coming to a conclusion on this, and it's serving the community for another 5 years. After this past 5 years is done, and then possibly another 5 years. But ultimately, the goal was to have a police and a fire building up in the air industrial park area type of thing, if we had a entity that could pay for most of that, meaning a big box store moving into that area as a TIFA 3 area, so that until that happens, it's out of the possibility of something like that. So if we could get that to happen, then we have maybe a possibility of doing something differently eventually. So any other questions? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Gage?
Yes.
Commissioner Gary?
Yes.
Commissioner Lynn?
Yes.
Commissioner Osterhout?
Yes.
Commissioner Twardy?
Yes.
Mayor Boswitz?
Yes.
Commissioner Bauer?
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you.
Item C, under the city manager's report, would provide for the approval of prior year capital projects, budget carryovers, and returns. On this matter, I've requested that our finance director, Kristen Collins, make a presentation.
Evening, Chris.
Hello.
Chris.
Annually, we go through the capital projects budgets and check for anything that has been completed under budget, over budget, whatever the case may be, or if a project has been funded by a grant and possibly the grant has not gone through all the processes. There's a variety of reasons, but I have listed them in the memorandum attached to the agenda item, and they total $570,000 to return to various city funds. Some of those funds are the grant item that I mentioned to you. In fact, $26,000 of them are grants, or just no need to return because they were just under grant budget. We have, to the general fund, we ended up having a negative number, and that's because of a couple of projects. It's $1,670. A few projects went over budget, and we're watching those to make sure that doesn't happen in the future. But if this happens, we have to fund it from the general fund so that the capital projects fund remains even. We also have, well, the biggest one, our projects returned to the Water Depreciation Reserve Fund of $116,000 and the Sewer Depreciation Reserve Fund of $98,500. And that will come in handy during future projects to do with water and sewer. We have additional funds of $74,000 returning to a Sewer Equipment Replacement Reserve Fund. So I know we've been looking for a new Vector truck that will help supply funds for that. We have a Major Street Fund, which got $25,000 back out of a project, and that helps support that fund. Because at budget time, we all had talked about Major Street and how we're going to be able to fund that. There are also a lot of projects that are being carried forward into the current fiscal year, and I have 95 entries, so the list is extensive, and we're always taking a look at that list and making sure everyone has a current and updated list of active projects. Are there any questions on the return of capital project funds or the carryovers?
Are there any questions? No. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Osterhout. Would you like to make a motion to accept the...
Yes, I would like to make a motion that we accept the budget overrun report.
Support.
Okay, that's accept the budget carryover and returns, eh? Okay. All those, I'm sorry, roll call, please.
Commissioner Gary?
Yes.
Commissioner Lynn?
Yes.
Commissioner Osterhout?
Yes.
Commissioner Tuarty?
Yes.
Mayor Bosmas?
Yes.
Commissioner Bauer?
Yes.
Commissioner Gage?
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you.
Item D, under the city manager's report, would provide for the adoption of the City of Sault Ste. Marie debt policy. On this matter, Finance Director Collins will present again. Thank you, Kristen.
You're welcome. I'm back. It is recommended that municipalities have a written debt policy. As you know, we've always had a debt policy. It's just not been in writing and formally approved by the commission. So this is an opportunity to put it in writing. We went out for best practices and found a few samples. We ran them through our own review process and then asked Warren Kramer from Robert W. Baird and Pat McGow from Miller Canfield to take a look at them and give us more feedback, and they both did. And so I'm pleased to present the debt policy to you tonight. It pretty much, the basics are that we don't take on any new debt unless we have the means to pay for it, that it's within state statute of 5% of the SEV value of the city, and that we have everything in place, not only a first repayment, but any backup. If it's revenue bonds, we need to make sure that we fall within all of the debt covenants. And so there's annual filing that is required, and we have it identified that I'll take care of that for us. So if there are any questions on this, I will be happy to answer them.
Any questions? Commissioner Tuarty?
Comment, thank you. I've had actually quite a few people since I've been elected ask me where they could see the this policy, and I didn't know where to direct them to. But I think it's great that you took the time to write this down. Thank you very much. And it will be available on the city's website now, correct?
Okay.
For
Put
review?
it out
That's
there.
what I'm asking. Okay.
That
Sure.
is correct, Commissioner. We'll place it on the website.
Okay, thank you.
Also, in response to that, if anybody's interested in how much debt the city has, it's listed annually in the audit. I believe it's note 9, and it lists all the debt, various issues, each one. It also, a summary of the debt is listed in the EVIP reporting that we do and have out there on the city website. So there's several places you can go, not just for the debt policy, but for the amount of debt. Thank you.
Commissioner Gage?
Given that this is a new policy, do we have any debt that is out of compliance with this policy, or we have to change anything around, or pretty much are we on track with everything?
City Manager?
Commissioner, it's my understanding that all of our debt complies with state statutes and that it would comply with this policy by extension.
Commissioner Bauer?
Yeah, I was just going to say that I was kind of surprised, I don't know why, but that it was both brief and understandable to lay people. So if anybody out there actually wants to read it, you won't need an accountant or an attorney to figure it out. It was pretty good. And, you know, I know that most of this came from another source, but I do think it was a really good idea to go to Warren Kramer and get his input. And so therefore, I move that the commission formally adopt the presented debt policy as presented.
Support.
It's been moved, supported. Are there any other questions? Roll call, please, and thank you, Kristen.
Thank you.
Commissioner Lynn?
Yes.
Commissioner Osterhout?
Yes.
Commissioner Tuarty?
Yes.
Mayor Bosmas?
Yes.
Commissioner Bauer?
Yes.
Commissioner Gage?
Yes.
Commissioner Gary?
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you.
Item E, under the city manager's report, would provide for the adoption of the 2016 to 2022 six-year capital improvement plan. On this matter, I've requested that our city engineer make a presentation. Thank you.
Okay. Evening, Linda.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. I believe we passed out hard copy books
Yes.
to all of the commissioners, but this is our fourth capital improvement plan being presented to the City Commission. You adopted the first plan in 2013 for the six-year capital improvement plan. And I would just like to say that this is a very important process in which has a lot of cross body input into the plan, and a capital improvement decisions represent significant policy decisions for local government. And so it's a process of identifying and planning for large-scale public expenditures, which are expected to have a relatively long life. So it helps with better planning. Comprehensive capital improvement plan allows for various departments to come together and create a plan, and we can look at all of the projects all at once, because as you know, we have various boards and commissions and departments that may have conflicting needs, but at times may have needs that can be coordinated. And so the plan helps bring those together in looking at them in a 6-year time frame. We also do a priority determination on each of the projects. They're ranked, and there's they're ranked on priority 4 to priority 1. And priority 4 is considered an essential project. It's urgent. It's actually, should be done if at all possible. We should look for funds if funding is not available. Usually intended to correct a major, create a major public improvement or address an emergency issue, remedy a dangerous condition, or just an overall health in the public health, welfare, and safety. It might be to maintain compliance or remedy a non-compliance with a regulatory agency, hence the combined sewer overflow control project. That would be one as an example of meeting a regulatory agency requirement. And priority 3 is a desirable project. Pretty much has a lot of those other qualities that we talked about, that I talked about before, but it could be deferred. It should be done if funding is available. Priority 2 is an acceptable project. It's worthwhile to be considered if funding is available. It's an adequately planned project, but it could be deferred to a subsequent year if budget reductions are necessary. And then priority 1 is deferrable. That'd be a low priority project, which is desirable but not essential and can be postponed without detriment to present services. So we have a capital CIP committee that consists of department heads and the city manager. And once the projects are submitted for inclusion in the 6-year plan, the committee comes together to rank those projects. Also, the Planning Commission kicks off the program by advertising a public input period. So there's 30 days for the public to provide input into the plan. The intention here is for someone to speak up and say, I've always wanted a sidewalk in front of my house if I don't have one, or really like our road fixed. If you got a citizen right on the ball, they'd say, I'd really want additional capacity in our water treatment plant. We're fine with that, but no, but those are some of the projects that the public may want to initiate, and this would be the opportunity annually where we do a call for projects that they can provide their input. This year, again, I think we've done that 3 years now, and we still haven't had anybody come to the Planning Commission to offer up a project, but I suspect as time goes on that it'll get better known that this would be an opportunity to give their input as to what kinds of projects we should be working on. And then finally, after it's put together, the Historical Development Commission and the Planning Commission by ordinance, that's both in their parts of their responsibilities, is to review and approve the 6-year capital improvement plan. Planning Commission, by way of, this is really a planning tool, so it's Planning Commission document, you might say. The Historical Development Commission reviews it for any conflicts with historical preservation and that kind of thing. Both those bodies did review and approved the plan, and their meeting minutes is in the back of the 6-year plan. We do take on also there's a separate section for the draft transportation asset management plan that we have, which is updated actually every year when we go through the road condition ratings and select prioritize roads for reconstruction or capital preventative maintenance. And then as Finance Director Kristen Collins was saying just 2 items ago with the capital budget carryovers, you'll find in the back of also the appendix a status of budgeted projects, capital improvement projects. So if you want to know some of the status, maybe why it hasn't been completed yet, might be pending or might be under design, there is some information related to the capital outlay in this book as well. So I hope you will reveal the capital improvement plan. If you have any questions tonight, I'd be happy to discuss them. Also, maybe some of the major projects might be you might want to discuss during the goal setting session, and there might be comments that we could take for future to revise or make a higher priority and so forth for the future CIP. The plan will be used, the first year projects will be used as the basis for capital outlay for your budget coming up. You'll be working on in March and April. And if you have any questions,
just a comment. This is the 4th year of the update, and we began the process in 2013. And each year we update the plan so that as projects have been put in and have been completed, drop out, new projects are put in. So the commissioners that are newer here, this is a tool that we use quite a bit in the capital improvement section and of the goal setting. And there's some large projects in there that need to be done, and as Linda said, they are prioritized and something that we have to do. It's not the funding at this point. It's up to the administration to find the funding. This is what's needed in the community as far as capital projects, and then they're ranked in order by those folks that actually understand the whole process, so that this is a working tool and changes each year, and this is the time of the year that this is updated. So just kind of in a nutshell, that's kind of what we're doing. Commissioner Gary.
And I just wanted to comment because Linda brought this to us 4 years ago, and it's a pretty sophisticated process, and it really does help us plan. And also for Kristen Collins, the debt policy that we have and the general fund policy that we created a few years ago are a lot of the things that the bond rating companies looked at when they were looking at rating the city of Sault Ste. Marie and its outlook, which is A+, as we all know. And from what I understand, we're about this far from the next highest rating. So these type of moves, I think, are going to get us over that plateau into the next highest rating. So.
And then the final outcome is that we get bond ratings. It causes us not to spend as much money on insurances because the insurance is there because of the rating that we have. So it actually saves us in the long run. The better the rating, I don't want to say cheaper because it's never cheap, but the less expensive it is to borrow money that you need to have capital projects. So, Commissioner Tuardi?
Thank you. Just a question for you, Linda. So when the community was going through the Parks and Recs, the new master plan, I seem to be like making a lot of noises tonight. When would those projects show up in this CIP? Because I see like one of them in there, but
Yeah, the Community Services Board would have met months ago. They would have prioritized their projects in October. I think that's when most of the boards and commissions that have input into various projects would have submitted their projects. So since the master recreation plan will be adopted this year, I expect that most of those projects will show up in the plan next year. Okay. Yeah. Every time there's a new, the master plan, the master rec plan, the non-motorized transportation plan, Any plan that gets especially adopted by City Commission will pull from those for inclusion in the capital improvement plan.
Thanks. Yeah, I just didn't want people to think that, they'd been coming to these meetings and giving input and that their input hadn't been heard yet, so.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Definitely that will be a document
Takes
that
a while.
gets used to
Yeah.
do the CIP.
Okay.
Any other comments or questions? Thank you, Linda. City Manager, any comments?
Certainly commend Linda for her hard work, and Angie, as well as Angie Patterson within the engineering department, as well as the department heads. As City Engineer mentioned, it is a significant investment of time and resources, but I believe certainly dividends are paid from the process. Thank you, Mayor.
Commissioner Gage?
I would so move that the City Commission adopt the 6-year capital improvement plan for 2016 through 2022.
Support.
It's been moved, supported. Are there any questions? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Osterhout?
Yes.
Commissioner Tuorty?
Yes.
Mayor Bosmas?
Yes.
Commissioner Bauer?
Yes.
Commissioner Gage?
Yes.
Commissioner Gary?
Yes.
Commissioner Lynn?
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you.
Item F, under the City Manager's report, would provide for the approval of a collective bargaining agreement between the City of Sault Ste. Marie and the Police Command Bargaining Unit. City Administration and Police Command, the Police Command Bargaining Unit have successfully negotiated a collective bargaining agreement with an effective date of July 1st, 2015, and an expiration date of June 30, 2019. Significant changes contained within the included and tentatively agreed upon agreement as compared to the last agreement between both parties include the addition of language to Section 9.19 of the agreement regarding the conditions under which the agreement would be open for limited negotiations to address the making of PEHP payments. The provision of a signing bonus of $500 per bargaining unit employee through Section 10.3 of the proposed agreement, and the provision of a 1.75% wage increase each year on the dates of July 1st, 2015, 16, 17, and 18. The administration would like to express its appreciation to the members of this bargaining unit and to all of the employees of the city for the continued professionalism and dedication to the community. And it should also be noted that if this agreement is approved tonight, that all 7 of the collective bargaining units of the city would have an approved and active contract. So accordingly, it's my recommendation that the City Commission approve the collective bargaining agreement negotiated between the City of Sault Ste. Marie and the Police Command Bargaining Unit as presented. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Bauer?
Okay, 2 things. Number 1, thanks, Steve. Number 2, I move that the commission approve the collective bargaining agreement negotiated between the City of Sault Ste. Marie and the Police Command Bargaining Unit as presented.
Support.
It's been moved, supported. Are there any questions? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Tuorty?
Yes.
Mayor Bosmas?
Yes.
Commissioner Bauer?
Yes.
Commissioner Gage?
Yes.
Commissioner Gary?
Yes.
Commissioner Lynn?
Yes.
Commissioner Osterhout?
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you.
That concludes the City Manager's report. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. And item number 7 are the status reports.
Item A under status report is the first annual Downtown Winter Ice Festival, and it's my understanding that Sioux Area Convention and Visitors Bureau Director Linda Hoth would like to make some remarks on this.
Great. Linda?
Thank you. First, I'm going to say thank you to you guys. You're going to have a nice 2 pieces of ice. It's going to look great. I want to say thank you, and it is really going quite well. I had a goal of 20 blocks of ice. We have 32.
Excellent.
Yay. And next year, I want 64. And the year after that, I want 120, okay? So there's nothing like looking forward to. And this has been a great opportunity. In 2 years, we're going to be 350 years old, and we need to kick off our anniversary and be great, and this is just one of the ways. So yes, and the community has come forward. I mean, you're going to see a Ronald McDonald 6-block ice with a big yellow M right on the corner of Ashman and Easterday. I said you have the City Hall building, and you have a lot of other people doing some really cool things, so you have to come down. 6 o'clock in the evening on the 30th will be the Ice Wars. There will be, we're going to have 3 ice carvers here. The first 2 will carve at 6 o'clock, and they'll compete against each other. You'll be calling out from the audience telling them what they want, what you want, and then they'll pick up something and they'll carve, and then whoever wins that will actually do another war against the master carver, the owner of the business, will be here to do this. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We will have a schedule of where they're going to be carving, I'm hopefully soon, on SaultSt.Marie.com. And of course, I'll give it to you, Robin, and I'll get it to everybody to put it on their websites and everywhere so they can. Lake State's going to have a nice one. It's going to have the 2 colors. I said people can have colors, they can have everything. So, I mean, it's just been a really great opportunity to bring the community together, and I can't thank you enough. And thank you for your support.
Thank
That
you.
was wonderful.
Just a couple of questions. This will all take place where? On Ashman?
On Ashman Street from, it starts at Ace Hardware, and it goes all the way down to Portage, and on down to, and then you're going to turn left on Portage and go down to the Mole Hole. The Mole
So
Hole
these
is gonna
blocks
have-
of ice will be on the sidewalk or near an
Right.
area where you can walk by?
Yeah, well, we're
So you
going to
can
have them
park
up,
and-
we're going to try to get them up and off the
Elevated?
ground, elevated off
Okay.
the ground, so people can actually see them as they're driving by.
Yes.
The Sioux Lights Boat Tours and the Valley Camp have actually put one together too, so they're going to be down.
Okay.
I mean, you've just got a lot of different people putting things together. It's just going to be a really neat thing, and I'm just
Okay.
hoping that every year we can grow it and make it an annual event and have a lot of fun and kick off the I-500, which in 2 years will be 50 years old. So, you know, it's our time to shine.
So when we celebrate the 350th anniversary of the city, it's also the 50th anniversary of the I-500.
Yes.
So that year is a big year in the area, so.
Yeah, it's about really
Good.
making it special for everybody.
Mhm.
So, but thank you, thank
Any
you,
Any
thank you.
questions of Linda?
Yeah, I have one, Mayor.
Commissioner Osterhout?
Linda, with these, you say you have 3 carvers and we have 32 blocks of ice. Are they pre-carving them, or they're doing it all?
Some of them are pre-carved because they have to be colored, but they're not completely pre-carved. When they bring them here, they'll finish carving them out. But they have to, some of them because of the colors and the different things they have to do there, and they'll carve them. But then when they go to set them, they'll set them up and carve them and get them put into place. So yeah, I mean, some will be pre-carved, but not completely. Like I said, you're still going to see, you know, like the Ronald McDonald's going to take all 3 of them working on it.
I think it's going to be pretty exciting.
I think it's great. And again, thank you.
Commissioner Gage?
I would say that it's a really cool event.
Maybe it'll be the coolest thing
Yeah.
you've ever seen in
Coolest
your
thing I've ever
life.
seen in my life.
Commissioner Tawar, you have a comment?
Well, no, I had a question, but she sat down. Okay, thank you. Is there going to be where's the schedule going to be at so that you can watch them carving live?
We will have it on SaultStMarie.com, and I will get it out. It'll be on the city site, and we'll also put it. We'll send it over to the newspaper to put it on the paper, and
Okay.
wherever we can get it put up, we will.
Radio, all the media?
Radio, we'll-
Okay.
Yes, and actually, Sovereign Communications has actually been working really good with us. On they're going to come down and do 3 hours down on the corner of Portage and Ashman, and really help us pump it up. And they'll, for the next 2 weeks, we'll be putting it out on radio too. So.
Great. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Item B, under status reports, pertains to the City Hall and Water Street bond refunding. As an update to the City Commission and community, on December 7th, 2015, the City Commission authorized a refunding of the city's Build America bond used to fund the renovations of City Hall and the Water Street Historic Walkway, with an estimated savings at that time of $113,217. On Tuesday, January 12th, bids were accepted from 6 investing institutions, with all rates coming in below estimates. The low bidder was JJB Hilliard, WL Lyons, with a true interest cost of 2.28%, as compared to the previous estimate of 2.99%. Closing cost and the underwriter's discount also came in over $30,000 lower than estimated. So as compared to the previous estimated savings of $113,000, the present value of the city's savings actually will be around $363,289.
All good news. That's good. Excellent.
Item C, under status reports, pertains to the downtown noise complaint and update on that matter, specifically regarding a concern that was received at the last City Commission meeting. On this matter, I've requested that our Chief of Police, John Rowley, update the City Commission.
Okay, thank you. Chief Riley?
Good evening again.
Evening.
As the commission knows, on January 4th, at the commission meeting, a Karen and I believe I'm pronouncing it correctly, Finke, F-I-N-K-E, had voiced her complaint about the amount of noise in the downtown area. She relatively recently moved to the downtown area, Avery Square. Unfortunately, she wasn't specific at the commission meeting on what type of noise. I left the room thinking it was a general traffic noise complaint. She wasn't more specific than that. I was able to contact her. I spoke to her over the telephone. I asked her if there was a particular noise, time of day, day of the week that she was experiencing this problem, trying to pin down what it might be so we could work on it. She was not specific. She spoke in generalities. She mentioned snow plows, public buses, motorcycles, and trucks. She also mentioned that she had talked to some business people downtown, in the downtown area, and that they were complaining about the lack of customers due to the noise level. I myself have not received any complaints from any business owners about the noise levels. I don't know if any other department heads or if the city manager's office has. The police department has not. Mrs. Finke had made a comment that she was recently forced to spend a night down in St. Ignace due to a recent snowstorm. She looked outside of her window. I don't know where she was staying. She said that there was a snow plow out there and there was a bus running, and she couldn't hear them at all. I don't know of any such device. I typed this up, and I was hoping that DPW Director Jim Morrow might be able to help me with what type of equipment that is. I don't know. Just the nature of what they do, they generate noise, especially the snow plows. They scrape on the cement. So I'm not sure what she's referring to. Motorcycles, we've all experienced Harley-Davidson motorcycles. Actually, the sound is trademarked. It's a patented sound for Harley-Davidson. They would not be able to make those, manufacture those, if the sound level was illegal. Trucks, I could only imagine that she was referring to diesel trucks. Diesel trucks are, and cars are noisier than gasoline engine vehicles, especially when they're first starting to move. I've included with my memorandum statutes that refer to noise in the state of Michigan. I also included an example of what items create certain decibel levels of sound, and in the area of an automobile, which is roughly 88 decibels, I believe that's what you call them. The police department does enforce in a relative sort of way a noise ordinance. We call it defective equipment. You drive by somebody has a really loud exhaust, it's obvious it's broken, it's defective equipment. We do issue those. But when you get into the youngster next to you with his radio blasting, you need a decibel meter. According to the statute, you have to have a certain level in a decibel meter to read that. I have seen in my career officers write tickets for that. I've seen the tickets kicked out in the court for not having a decibel reading and not knowing exactly the sound level. So I have compassion for her complaint, but everything that I can tell, this is standard downtown area traffic noise. The buildings are taller, they're closer to the street. You may get an echo effect, just kind of ricochets off the buildings. Where she's at, she's up higher. I don't see anything out of the ordinary myself. I've talked to a couple other department heads, and they concur. It's general, just downtown traffic noise.
Okay. City Manager?
Would like to thank the police chief for investigating this and
Yes.
for providing the update to the city commission. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item D under status report is the presentation of the 2015 calendar year summary report. And certainly pleased to present this to the city commission and the community. As commissioners are aware, this was an annual tradition of former city manager Spencer Niebel, one that I have carried on. However, this year the format is being shaken up a little bit into more of a graphical presentation. So certainly this represents an illustration of where the community has been within the past year, where the city has been, where the staff has been, and I'm pleased to provide it to the commission.
and just a comment, from what I've seen and the highlights that you've done here, it's exceptional. He's not reading to us. It's going to be on the screen for homeowners and for the folks listening and watching to see what he's talking about. So it's excellent.
So I can't,
You'll stay awake, Commissioner Lynn.
I can't do that, my normal yearly thing then?
Yeah, no, not this time.
So in 2015, from our perspective as staff, as a team, we've certainly witnessed a lot of community momentum, certainly significant milestones, the reinvigoration of Sioux United with LSSU President Plager, Commissioner Gage, many members of the community working to engage in public branding initiatives, beautification efforts, and engagement activities. And of course, our ultimate goal is to ensure that the city is known as a university town and to maximize the partnerships between the university and its community partners, which help to support the Sioux United initiative. As Commission is also aware, we also participate in and support many events. 2015 saw the 47th Annual International 500 Snowmobile Race, Mishkanska 2015, the annual Engineers Weekend, Sioux Locks Engineers Weekend, the Gus Macker Rendezvous in the Sioux, Downtown Days, the International Festival of Races, and Light Up the Sioux, for which I'm told that the attendance this year ticked up even higher than the last 2 years. So that's positive news. And certainly the city looks forward to moving in 2016 on additional efforts such as the outdoor ice skating areas that are being supported with multiple partners throughout the community, and the inaugural Winter Festival that's slated to occur on January 30th. And then finally, supporting those events and the community momentum, certainly a continuing commitment embraced by the city for its employees and officials to serve as ambassadors for our community, to support a philosophy of service excellence, and to continue expanding transparency and engaging in dialogue with the community through an enhanced presence on social media and at various meetings. So in regards to economic development in 2015, the city certainly made significant progress in policies and how it manages economic development. First, by supporting the initial formation of an Economic Activities Alliance that includes local economic development shareholders, by revising the city land sale policy as part of a long-term effort to return, as appropriate, publicly owned parcels to the tax roll, by adopting a policy that will encourage development to occur within the city through 425 agreements, and by participating in an MML place plan effort for the improvement of the Maloney's Alley and Portage Street area. And certainly you can see conceptuals on the screen as to what's envisioned for the future of the downtown. And our DDA Director, Justin Nepper, is in attendance tonight, certainly has played a major role in the vision. And during 2016, we certainly look forward to trying to obtain and implement that vision, and also expand partnerships and economic collaboration with Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, to expand our progress through the infrastructure of the EDC and the Smart Zone, and by working to enhance the community's industrial and manufacturing base while positioning the community to leverage its strategic location from a regional aspect to benefit from regional, national, and international investments. Continuing on under economic development, certainly major investments were made during 2015, prominently by Meyer, as well as AMI Industries, Penny's Kitchen, Chippewa County Credit Union, Bird's Eyes Outfitters, Das Gift House, Silver Valley Custom Drying, which has been a significant addition to our infrastructure, our business community, Haas Financial and their location downtown, Kohl's, Christ Oil, Fuji Restaurant, Pure Country, renovations at the Hampton and 313, and upcoming work, UP North Nutrition and 906 Gym, Carl's Cuisine, and many others. And certainly, you know, this level of activity and investment we're encouraged by. And at the same time, as commissioners are aware, significant investments were also made by the Chippewa County Historical Society, UP Engineers and Architects, Cut Above Salon, Lewinsky and Brewster, and Island Books and Craft through the Facade Grant Program, over $500,000 in CDBG funding that has been invested in the preservation of the look of the downtown area. And one final note, as far as economic development, the city also learned during 2015 that it was the recipient of an eCities 5-Star Best Practices Award that's given to communities that exceed in economic development best practices. This is the second year in a row that the city's received this award, joining an elite group of Michigan municipalities that have received this twice within the existence of the University of Michigan Dearborn eCities program. Our city engineer at the final meeting in December certainly recapped a significant number of construction projects and some additional notes that to build in on the top of her excellent presentation. In total, in 2015, the city reported securing an additional $2.2 million in grant funding for use with past secured grants in improving the community. Certainly continuing 2% funding from the Sioux Tribe has also proven to be vital in the making of street improvements. And when you look at the list of improvements that were made, ranging from sidewalk replacements to the Ashman Street Streetscape project, CSO Phase C3, the rebuilding of filter number 4 at the water treatment plant, improvements to the I-500 track. Certainly, we know that these are long-term investments in our infrastructure, and would like to commend the staff, as before, on the coordination of multiple departments making these improvements. As far as legislative and policy matters are concerned, 2015 witnessed a wide range of issues that confronted the city. As the community well remembers, there were major concerns over utility rate increases associated with the Presque Isle power plant that dominated local and regional conversation at the beginning of 2015. And the city, in conjunction with its partners at Chippewa County, have significantly contested the dark store method of property valuation as to how big box stores are valued by the Michigan Tax Tribunal. And later in the year, in 2015, the city voiced support for the $1.35 million funding of a new study that would ultimately demonstrate the need for a second lock at the Sioux locks that can facilitate shipping needs in our modern shipping economy. And then throughout the course of the year, certainly saw the defeat of Proposal 1 at the ballot box and the ultimate passage of additional transportation funding by the state legislature. So as we continue to move into the new year, we're hopeful that we'll continue to make progress within the legislature on these priorities that still exist and are ongoing, and those that arise as most important to the city. As far as our financial infrastructure, during 2015, significant steps were taken to strengthen the financial infrastructure of the city, and despite an over 5% decrease to the city's taxable value within the last 2 years, prudent resource allocation and management has allowed the city to increase its general fund minimum fund balance ratio from 21.4% to approximately 24%, supported the city receiving and maintaining its A+ bond rating with a stable outlook assignment from Standard & Poor's. And as Commissioner Geary noted, we were on the very edge of having the next level, and to illustrate the next rating up would be on a scale would be a 2.84, and we were at a 2.85. So within the A+ range, we were very strong. And the financial infrastructure also supported the city's efforts to refund 2 bond issuances within roughly the past year to achieve savings approaching $900,000. At the same time as we continue to maintain our the viability and strength of our financial infrastructure, we're continuing to position how we conduct our business and how we analyze our finances to continuously and significantly enhance our long-term financial forecasting capabilities, which also includes the development of a 2-year budget cycle to help us plan even more appropriately for the future. And through the development of the debt policy and the adoption of it tonight, certainly I feel that the city is continuing to position itself for long-term financial strength. As far as visioning for the future, while embracing a consistent vision for the future that works to maximize the full scope of resources of the community, the city took significant actions in 2015 to support the development of a community master plan that will lay the foundation for the ultimate adoption of a form-based code that will guide future development both downtown and throughout the city, and also supported the development of a master recreation plan that will lay the foundation for the city's support of LSSU's Center for Freshwater Research and Education project, while supporting other recreational improvements such as the creation of a non-motorized transportation trail along the Power Canal. At the same time, the city initiated a planning process that will provide direction for the long-term management and use of the Carbide Dock, Alfred Park, and the Charles T. Harvey Marina, which was supported with a grant received through the Coastal Zone Management Program. Additionally, during 2015, the city supported Lake Superior State University as it undertook its own master planning process and repositioned the former Blight Committee into the Community Improvement Committee to emphasize collaboration in preserving the beauty of Sault Ste. Marie and pairing reasonable code compliance with achieving long-term aesthetic vitality. These visions will work to reflect the highest and best qualities of the Sault Ste. Marie community, further empower the community to tell its own story, facilitate sustainable development, and ensure the preservation of historical and cultural resources. The visions will also work to define the achievable and help to implement progress in a community-driven manner. So changing gears, certainly at this time, would like to note the personnel and staffing changes that have occurred during 2015. And during 2015, the city agreed to collective bargaining agreements with 3 of its units and welcomed Commissioner Gage and Commissioner Osterhout to the City Commission, and welcomed the following employees to the city team, including Marcel Coulard and Rebecca Duggan from the Police Department, Kent Goulet at the Fire Department, Philip McKechnie in the Parks Department, Jessica McLean as Deputy Assessor in the Assessing Department, and Christy Weingarten at the DDA. And during 2015, the city also witnessed the retirement and the departure of former Commissioner Shimmons and the employees including Seth Bjorn, the Police Department, Daniel Hackman and Andrew Schlegel at the Police Department, Glenda King from the Assessing Department, Greg Orlowski from the Fire Department, and Lou Anawaski from the Water Treatment Plant. And certainly as municipal employees, as a team, we continuously strive for excellence in service delivery, and in those moments where we may not be meeting certain needs, certainly we request and look forward and encourage our community to contact us to let us know how we can always continue to improve. But the employees of the City of Sault Ste. Marie have delivered many services and executed many administrative projects during 2015, a large number of which will continue into 2016. Aside from the day-to-day operations of the city, significant efforts included an expansion of public works services that are delivered to Lakeshore Subdivision in response to community feedback, the continuation of winter maintenance activities during a year in which Sault Ste. Marie experienced both record snowfall levels and the warmest December on record, the making of significant updates to various systems and record-keeping systems in the assessing, clerks, police, and the information technology departments, the connection of the Odenang subdivision to the municipal water and sewer systems, as well as a number of other mission-critical projects. So certainly on behalf of the administration, would like to extend our gratitude to the employees of the city for their continued investments, to the community and for their hard work, and certainly for being valued members of our municipal team. And in closing, would like to extend that to our boards and commissions. Wanted to acknowledge those individuals and community members who invest in the decision-making instruments and processes of the government of the City of Sault Ste. Marie. And we've listed out the newly first-time appointments from 2015. Teresa Wolski at the Airport Advisory Board, Tony Holler at the Community Services Board, along with Cara DiNuccio, Jesse Beckett, and Chris Dunbar on Community Services Board, Eva Spencer on the Dial-A-Ride Board, Johan Ingold on the DDA, and Dan Campbell and Eric Wadesky on the Zoning Board of Appeals. And at the same time, we'd certainly like to appreciate those members who resigned during 2015 from the various boards and commissions, including Amy Hierstedt, Don Dubnicka, and Commissioner Brent Osterhout from the Community Services Board, Rick Fitzpatrick from the Economic Development Corporation, Mark Savoy from the various PEHP boards of the city, and Nathan Fazer from the Zoning Board of Appeals. And certainly would like to recognize former DDA board member Sonia Norris, who contributed significantly to the fabric of the downtown and who passed away in 2015. So to conclude this report, certainly during 2015, we feel that community momentum has certainly empowered the administration to further connect with the community, to help us position our government in a manner that will help us respond to the evolving needs of a multitude of concerns. And certainly during 2016, look forward to continuing this progress. Thank you very much, Mayor.
Oh, thank you, City Manager Turner. It's an excellent report. The graphics are really nice to see, and it enables folks, listening at home and seeing at home, the report. And it's a nice summary report. I think we at the Commission know it was a very busy year, certainly for the administration, for the staff, and certainly for the Commission. And we're sure that 2016 isn't going to slow down. And I see, Justin Nepper and Linda with the Convention and Visitors Bureau. I mean, those two people work, much like the administration. There's a 24-hour-a-day job. With the phones that they have nowadays, people get a hold of them any time of the day or night, and it's just never ending. And that certainly is appreciated by the Commission, and I'm certainly by the boards that you folks represent in the community. So going forward, 2016, we certainly look forward to the hustle and bustle, and it starts very shortly, in just a week or two, and we're off and running again. So again, thank you for the excellent report. If anyone has any questions of the City Manager, Commissioner Gage.
It's interesting, given that the governor is giving a State of the State tomorrow, that this was kind of a State of the City address.
Yes.
And I think that the State of the City is strong. I think that we had a great year, and I'm just honored to be a part of it. And so I just want to say thank you for that great presentation.
I think I certainly would be remiss if I did not provide my thanks to Jen Nelson and Robin Troyer's office for the graphical presentation as well. But certainly, public service is a lifestyle choice, and certainly we're committed to that and making progress as a team, and look forward to 2016. Thank you.
Great. Anyone else? Okay. Item number 8 are matters presented by the public. Is there anyone in the audience like to make a comment at this time? Yes. Sure. Kayla?
Under the consent agenda, under communication item 2 with the White Ribbon Campaign, I wanted to let you know a little bit more about what the White Ribbon Campaign is and what we'll be doing at Diane Pepler. The Sexual Violence Prevention Team of the EUP, in conjunction with the Diane Pepler, is hosting our 6th annual White Ribbon Campaign this year. The White Ribbon Campaign was started in the Toronto area in the early 1990s, when a group of men decided that they wanted to support the women in their lives who had experienced some sort of violence. They banded together with one voice and mission and formed the White Ribbon Campaign. Those white ribbons symbolizes the men's opposition to violence against women in schools and communities. Both men and women wear those ribbons. For the men, it's a personal pledge, and for the women, it shows a sign of support that men and boys have a role and a responsibility in ending violence against women. And according to the White Ribbon Campaign, there's 5 purposes to ending violence against women. The first is challenging everyone to speak out and think about their own beliefs, languages, and actions. Number 2, educating young people, especially our young men and boys, on the issues through educational resources. 3, raising public awareness of these issues. 4, working in partnership with women organizations, the corporate sector, the media, and other partnerships to create a future with no violence against women. And 5, supporting White Ribbon campaigns with their own personal experiences, resources, and networks. As we asked and you guys approved for us to put the white ribbons back on the lamp poles throughout downtown Sault Ste. Marie as a symbol of those 5 purposes. We'll also be hosting 2 whiteout events in the month of February. The first will be on Friday, February 12th at Lake Superior State University. The Norris Center puck will drop at 7:30, and the Lakers will be taking on Bemidji State University. We request everyone wears white, and we'll be giving out 1,200 long-sleeve white shirts. So we encourage the commission as well as the public to attend. Also on Saturday, February 27th at the Polar Stadium, puck drops at 7. The Sioux Eagles will be taking on Espanola Express. And this year we'll be giving out white winter hats with the purple logo of Whiteout, which purple is the domestic violence color. And those are sponsored by the Sioux Tribe Advocacy Resource Center. And once again, we encourage everyone to wear white and come to the games. And we're just hoping that this white out movement will continue to get additional support through men and boys, and then also to support our male victims. As we've seen over the last few years, many more male victims are coming forward and have experienced domestic or sexual violence. And so we're hoping to provide this type of community awareness events for those. So thank you.
Thank you, Kayla. Anyone else? Justin, certainly.
Good evening.
Evening.
Justin, Downtown Development Office. I just wanted to give my 2 cents on the noise for downtown that the police chief was talking about. Just as a downtown resident, I moved here in 2011 and lived right on Ashman Street, right near Avery Square, for 3 years in an upstairs apartment. Now I just purchased a house right on Peck Street, right next to downtown. And so I wanted to kind of give a flip side of things, which is after a while, the noise kind of starts getting peaceful, a peaceful feeling to it. I remember quite often at night when the plow trucks would pull the snowbanks, kind of like a romantic clang to it. So keep pulling snow, and and the other one that was really loud was the one I will say was extra loud was the dumpster emptying. They like to bang the dumpster a little bit, but mostly I would say, you know, if you choose to live downtown, I'd really encourage people to kind of embrace that urban feel, because we don't have too much of it in the UP, and there's something nice about it. So that's all I had to say.
Thank you. Those are
Your Honor,
Commissioner Lane.
I've been here over 27 years. I've never heard that before, that snow plowing is romantic. I don't know.
You got to move downtown. Okay. Anyone else? Okay, we'll go to item number 9, which is matters presented by the City Commission. Commissioner Tuardi.
Thank you. I just wanted to give the commission and the community a quick update on the KDR fundraiser that was held on January 9th at Puller Stadium. It was a hockey game between the U.S. Coast Guard All-Stars and the Sioux Eagles. And so for those of you who were able to attend, you really got to witness a really fun hockey game. The Sioux Eagles did a fantastic job of just helping those Coast Guard players stay alive in the game. I think the final score ended up being 8 with the Sioux Eagles and a 7 with the U.S. Coast Guard. It was a great time. I was talking with Bonnie just a few minutes before the meeting, and she was able to raise over $2,000 for this event, which is great for the first year that we've held this event. We will continue to do it year after year, and I want to see this event really grow, because that money allows Bonnie to go out and continue to educate the country and maybe the world even about the dangers of texting and using your phone and driving. And I want you all to keep her in your heart this weekend, because this weekend is the 6th anniversary of Kelsey's accident, and I'm not going to get emotional. But you know, it's always forever in her mind. It never gets easier. And when she gets to go out and raise money, she gets to go out and talk about this, and that just makes it just a little bit easier maybe to get through on a daily basis. So next year, I want to see everybody in the community come out and support that KDR fundraiser.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Commissioner Osterloh.
Yeah, once again, Mayor, I just wanted to thank you, Troops 105 and 111, for coming to the City Commission meeting tonight. And they are working on their citizenship merit badge as well, and so I appreciate them coming. And I hope to see them donating their time in the future for some of our boards that we have in the city as well.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Lynn.
Your Honor, just before I make the motion to adjourn, just a brief announcement. I'd like to have the people of Sault Ste. Marie, the commission, and the administration, especially our new city manager, know this, that I will not seek re-election as your city commissioner November 2017. I realize it's 21 months from now. I don't want to be like other politicians that wait till the last minute. I want to give somebody or somebody's enough time to take a look at the commission to see if they would like to run, get elected, and be up here with these fine people that I've been able to work with. I'll have 29 years come November, and when I first got on, I had a full head of hair. That I'm getting to look more like Oliver Turner all the time. Just want to do it now, let people know. I will continue for 21 months to bring some humor to the commission, and I will continue to train Osterholt and Gage to the best of my ability, which could be full-time job, you know what I mean? But for me, I'll be a month shy of 76 when the term is up, and it's time to step aside. With that, move to adjourn.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We are adjourned. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.